You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?
Welcome back. BG, what we talking about? Episode 25. Before we get to the shits, I just wanted to holler at y'all, tell y'all I'm back, man. I've been in a bad headspace lately and haven't been able to get in front of the camera. I haven't been able to uphold what I said I wanted to do, and that was to record every single Friday, put out an episode every single Saturday for the 10, 15 people that have been hitting me up nonstop asking to jump on the episode. I apologize. I haven't been ignoring you. I just haven't been myself. To the 30, 40 people that literally sit by and wait for me to put out my episodes, man, I apologize. But starting now, I'm late because this episode ain't gonna come out till Sunday. It's actually Sunday right now. I'm recording it and I'm gonna edit it and I'm gonna put it out today. But starting this week, I'm getting back to my grind of every Friday episode, every Saturday I'll be putting out an episode. So again, my apologies to all of the people that's been hitting me up asking me to jump on, and we'll be back to it. We'll be back to it starting this Friday. So be prepared. More to come. But let's get to the shit. All right, y'all, man. We just had a crazy weekend, man. I wanted to start with the playoffs, but man, we got to talk about the NFL draft. NFL draft is officially over, man. Shout out to all of the young kids the young men who got to fulfill their dream and become draft picks, make it to the NFL, man. It's definitely something that needs to, my hat is off to all y'all, man. The grind begins now, man. All the work that y'all put in as children, as high school students, as college students, now you're here, man, and the work doesn't stop. A new chapter starts. So shout out to all the men that got drafted this weekend, man. Most notably, number 1 pick Cam Ward to the Tennessee Titans. I love that kid's his confidence in his abilities and his want to be great. Initially, I didn't understand what was the hype behind Cam Ward. I'm like, all right, he all right. Seemed like Anthony Richardson 2.0. Seemed like Cam Newton 2.0. But watching the tape, seeing his interview, seeing his pro day, made me realize, man, this kid is all right. So much deserving. At the number 2 pick, though, at the number 2 pick, Cleveland made a decision. To me, I think it was a good decision. They traded out of the 2 to go to 5, I think it was. Did they drop the 5? Yeah, they dropped the 5. They dropped out of the top 2, traded their pick to Jacksonville because they just knew they couldn't use Travis Hunter right now. I think they didn't want to use Travis Hunter as a wide receiver / cornerback. So they made the conscious decision, we'll trade out. And now a lot of people are saying they failed in this trade. How could you not get Travis Hunter? But they now have 2 first-round picks next year. I don't know about y'all, but Jacksonville still ain't that good just because they got Travis Hunter. I mean, I really believe in Sunshine. My boy Smitty like to call him Sunshine. I really believe in Trevor Lawrence. But that division ain't nothing to be joked with. So they much likely could be picking high again next year, and that pick's going to Cleveland. So I think it was a good move on Cleveland's part overall by trading that pick and getting another first-round pick next year. But more to come, more to be seen. What's gonna happen in Cleveland? What are they going for? Are they trying to say? We'll talk about it in a second. With the 3rd pick, my guy out of Penn State, Abdul Carter, man. I was worried that he might drop a little lower, like top 5. But I think the Giants knew they wanted him all along. It's crazy because I don't know if y'all saw, What's my man, Lawrence Taylor? He already asked Lawrence Taylor could he wear 56, and Lawrence Taylor already said no. That's crazy. I don't understand what's up with these old heads. They be like, nah, we ain't unretiring my number for you just because you him. Don't mean you get my number. But I'm happy to see my guy Abdul Carter in the draft. Uh, overall, the first round went off exactly like I thought it would, except for one person, man. Smitty, I gotta steal your line. We gotta address the elephant in the room. What happened to Shedeur Sanders this weekend? It needs to be investigated. This was just flat out wrong. Like this was terrible. Shedeur Sanders, who every football analyst had him top 2 quarterbacks in the draft, and to be the number 2 quarterback in the draft, to have a college career that he had, to go in the 5th round is insane in my opinion. Going back to Cleveland was the team that wound up taking him. Weird pick, very weird pick, simply because they went and got Dylan Gabriel. They still got Joe Flacco. They still got Deshaun Watson. And now they have Shedeur Sanders. Sounds like a pretty crowded quarterback room, in my opinion. I mean, don't get me wrong. I do think that Shedeur will get a fair shake at who can be the starting quarterback in Cleveland. But it's like, there were teams. There were teams that definitely should have gone after a quarterback. When you look at each team's needs, the teams that address their quarterback need, I'm just be honest, they didn't address it with a guy that I thought had the talent of Shedeur Sanders, a guy who could probably change your organization. I get it. Next year is supposed to be good for quarterbacks, but when you got a chance to get the second best quarterback in the draft, when you need a quarterback, it's just baffling to me. You get teams like Pittsburgh, who I think a lot of people thought was going to take a quarterback, did take a quarterback with their 6th pick. With their 4th pick in the 6th round. They picked Will Howard from Ohio State, and I like Will Howard, but he ain't Shedeur Sanders. You get teams, let's see, other teams that I really thought maybe would take him. You get New Orleans. Let's go to New Orleans picks. New Orleans definitely had a need for quarterback. New Orleans decided to take a quarterback with their first pick, and they took Tyler So from Louisville. I don't know if you guys seen the tapes. There's a couple of clips going around right now of Tyler So, and man, the guy don't look. I mean, he's not bad. He's not bad. He's obviously an NFL quarterback. He obviously put stuff on tape that these NFL teams like. But come on, yo, he ain't no Shedeur Sanders. Then you go to the Giants. Giants, I thought, would take a quarterback as well. Giants did take a quarterback. They take a quarterback, 25. They took Ole Miss's quarterback, Jackson Dart. You know what? NFL quarterback. I think Jackson Dart will play in the NFL. I think Jackson Dart can have a long career, but Jackson Dart ain't Shedeur Sanders. Like I said, it just was baffling to see so many teams pass on Shedeur. They didn't have, excuse me, they didn't have Las Vegas needing a quarterback. But for them to have so many picks and for them to have a guy now in Gino, I believe, I get it, but why not build for your future? They did take a quarterback very, very late in the 6th round with North Dakota State's Cam Miller. But they had so many picks. I look at this draft and I'm like, you had so many picks, you could have possibly got a quarterback. Another team with a need for quarterback, the Los Angeles Rams. Make it make sense. I don't get how you have a need. ESPN has your needs as cornerback, linebacker, wide receiver, quarterback, and running back, and you only fill 3 of those positions. You had 5 picks in the draft, 6 picks in the draft. I apologize. You had 6 picks in the draft. You went tight end first, never got a quarterback. It just doesn't make sense to me. I'm not going to go down the entire list of all the teams that I think could have picked them, but it's kind of messed up. And I hated watching the draft this weekend One, seeing him get played with. They basically played right in front of Shedeur Sanders' face. Like, bro, I don't care how good you think you are. I don't care who your father is. I don't care that you think you're gonna come here and be the man. Ain't nothing bigger than the shield. It looked like, in my opinion, like the NFL came together and said, we got to teach this kid a lesson. And I don't like it. I don't like it, not one bit. I hated watching some of the analysts on ESPN having to beat around the bush about what they know it is. What they know it is. Because we can't say they saying all of this. Well, teams don't want to lean in on all of the stuff that comes with Shedeur Sanders. What comes with Shedeur Sanders? I'll wait. I'm confused. What comes with Shedeur Sanders? A confident quarterback? I thought we want all our quarterbacks. The one position we want confidence in is quarterback for sure. Last time I checked, I could be wrong. Maybe that's what I want from my quarterback is confidence. Is it the flashiness? Is it the fact that he thinks he's the guy? That he thinks of himself highly? I don't get the whole statement of what comes with Shedeur Sanders. What I see that comes with Shedeur Sanders is a proven winner. What I see that comes with Shedeur Sanders is a leader. What I see that comes with Shedeur Sanders is a guy that's going to put your team in position to win games. Not saying he's going to be this world beater and he was the best quarterback in the world or he should be a starter day one. But that kid's talent shined out year after year at Jackson State and then transferring over to Colorado. So I just don't get how the Pac-12 Offensive Player of the Year could go so late in the draft. A guy whose numbers leaped off the board, and I get it. A lot of people are saying, well, he had Travis Hunter. A lot of his sacks were his fault. I'll give you that. Standing in the pocket, holding on to the ball for too long. I hear that. But I also see that he was playing in Colorado where they probably had the worst offensive line in all of FBS. They had one of the worst offensive lines in all of FBS, which is in turn going to turn into a lot of sacks. Could Shedeur have changed a few of those sacks? Probably so. Probably so. But at the end of the day, he still won quite a bit. He won quite a bit. And he didn't have a high turnover number. You don't have a high turnover number and you win and you have the traits that kid got, I still just can't understand how a guy like Shedeur Sanders falls that far. And I don't think it's meant for me to understand. I think the writing was right on the wall. They was letting him know you ain't never, ever going to be bigger than a team, and you ain't never, ever going to be bigger than the Shield. And I don't like it. I don't like it one bit. I hated that the kid had to, I mean, granted, he did it to himself. Made his whole draft room, planned a big party. I mean, that's not the NFL's fault that he did that. But I think they know what they were doing. They knew they were going to make him wait. They didn't want the draft to be about him. And ultimately, he had to suffer for it. But in true Sanders fashion, and just stand-up guy fashion, he took it in stride, man. He was positive the entire weekend. I don't know what he was behind closed doors, but on camera at least, he was very positive. On Twitter, he was very positive. He understood that God don't make mistakes. God don't make mistakes. It was a funny, one that came out. They video him and his dad. He was like, "Yeah, I trust in God." Shedeur said, "This ain't God. This the devil." And I think it was a little bit of that. But at the end of the day, he did get drafted by Cleveland, and could have been bitter about it. Could have just put out a statement. No, he was right on Shiloh's Twitch, and they celebrated as if he was the number one pick, and that was amazing to see. The fact that you can have a goal in mind not reach that exact goal at the time you wanted or the time you believe you deserve, still get that goal and still be just as happy, just as relieved to get drafted to the NFL. So hats off to Shedeur. Um, Fuck you to the kids from Ole Miss. I thought it would be funny to play with a person's dream. Like like I know negativity and jokes like that is what sell on the internet. That's what makes people laugh. Ha ha! Look, he bought it. He really thought that he was on the phone with the Saints GM. That was funny. You got a lot of clicks. You got a lot of views on your page, but you're a joke. You are the joke, actually. And I have no respect for people like you. You just don't play like that. Like certain stuff is just not funny. It's just not funny. Yeah, you got a couple laughs out of the guys in your dorm room, people on the internet. But do you feel better about yourself? Do you feel like 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 you did something special? Because at the end of the day, Shedeur Sanders is still a millionaire. Shedeur Sanders is still drafted by the NFL. Shedeur Sanders is now on the NFL roster, and your joke was a thing of the past now. So think about that before you just trying to go viral. Before you just say, "Hey, I want to do the cool thing." Hey, I somehow got Shedeur's number. Let's see if we can go viral. Ask yourself, what is it doing for you? Kind of corny, in my opinion. I hated that. That was the biggest thing I hated about the draft. Seeing that fake phone call to Shedeur, that was corny. I would have hated it for anybody. Please don't think I'm just taking up for Shedeur. That's just corny. Like, why is the world driven off hate? And I feel as though this weekend was a huge hate and smear campaign on Shedeur Sanders, and I look forward to him silencing the critics. I look forward to him getting to the lab. Obviously, I know what it is Eagles till I die, but when I see a young talent like that who's done everything the right way, doesn't get in trouble, don't got a bunch of extra chicks on the side, you don't see him on TMZ every other weekend. All he does is work. When I see a kid that is a God-fearing man, a kid that's a family man, that's all about his brothers, has for quote unquote, lack of a better word, a stepbrother or an adopted brother in Travis Hunter, and only wanted the best for him, even when it was like, well, wait, why everybody talking about him? I'm here too. Always wanted the best for him. When I see somebody like that getting slandered for no reason, I don't like it. And now I want him to succeed more than I ever have. More than I ever have. Keep being cocky, Shedeur. Keep telling people you are him and continue to be legendary. Continue to be legendary. And legendary, in my opinion, is not, hey, he's going to throw for 5,000 yards every year. But wake up every day and say, yo, I'm going to be the best quarterback I can be. And everybody that doubted me, the 31 teams that doubted me, I'm going to show them every single day why they messed up. Why they messed up. And not just 31 teams over and over again. I feel bad for that kid, man. I really feel bad for him. But the draft went off good. Let's talk about my Eagles real quick. I can't leave without talking about my Eagles. Let me talk about our picks. Once again, Howie definitely I don't know how he does this shit every year, dog. I don't know how Howie does this every year. Right before the Chiefs pick at 31. Yeah, right before the Chiefs pick at 31, they traded their pick to the Eagles, who were 32. Eagles moved up to 31 and got the guy we wanted all along. Jahad Campbell out of Alabama, middle linebacker. I was talking to my brother. I said I would love to see him move over to the edge and be an edge rusher for us. I think he would transfer over to the edge perfectly. And I found out that he did play the edge his first couple years of college, and in high school he played edge. So it makes sense to me now. But if we can't, I don't mind him being our middle linebacker because we need coverage guys. Overall, we filled in every position I wanted. Our second pick was a safety. We needed safety help losing C.J. Gardner-Johnson. I'm excited, man. I'm excited. I think the Eagles gonna run it back. That's just my personal opinion. But obviously I'm biased. I can't leave the draft without talking about them cowgirls. And them cowgirls did their thing, man. They went and got Tyler Booker with their first pick. Confusing, but still a good pick. Tyler Booker is a great offensive lineman. But remember, like maybe like 10 years ago, maybe 8 to 10 years ago, the Cowboys did this before. They went heavy offensive line and built their offensive line and became an amazing running team. And they win shit. They had an amazing offensive line for years. Oh my goodness, and they win shit. You're doing the same thing over, Jerry. Same thing over and over and over. It's not going to work. But it's okay. I'm happy that I'm going to see another 30 years of you not winning the Super Bowl. It's fine with me because the biggest part was everybody felt like, you know what? With all of the money wrapped up with CD, we know we can't go get a number 2 next to him. That's phenomenal. So we got to draft a number 2. And they refused to go. That was their number 1 need was wide receiver, and they didn't get one. I repeat, they didn't get one wide receiver. But I will say, watching the Cowgirls a lot last year, I do realize that their defense really was trash. They were soft. I won't say they was trash. They were soft due to a lot of injuries. Calm down. Don't kill me. Don't kill me. It was a lot of injuries as well, but that defense was soft and they went heavy defense. So they went offensive line, edge rusher, cornerback, running back, linebacker, offensive tackle, defensive tackle, running back, defensive tackle. So maybe they're trying to get tougher. I'm actually also surprised that SHEDEUR didn't get that late in the draft. Jerry didn't say, fuck it, let me just bring SHEDEUR here. Maybe he can fill in for Dak because we all know Dak ain't it. Dak just ain't it. But no, man, again, hats off to all of the kids that got drafted this weekend, man. It was a beautiful draft. Again, I hate that the main headline is the fact that SHEDEUR Sanders wasn't drafted appropriately. And when I say appropriately, I'm not saying SHEDEUR Sanders should have went top 5. But SHEDEUR Sanders shouldn't have went in the 5th round. No. SHEDEUR Sanders should never go in the 5th round in this year's draft. I get it. A lot of teams seeing Arch Manning coming out next year, and they're going to try to go for him. I get it. But it don't make it right how y'all treated SHEDEUR this week. And I want y'all to pay attention. I want y'all to pay attention to a year from now. A year from now when a guy like Arch Manning is coming out of college, coming out of Texas, and his family is going to be very vocal about what they want for him. Because don't forget, history repeats itself. They said, Eli, no, don't draft Eli. Eli not going there. I'm telling y'all now, if y'all draft him, he ain't going there. He's not going to play. And that happened, and they didn't draft him. He got drafted where the Mannings wanted him to get drafted, and he had an amazing career. So just be clear that in a year from now, when we watching the coverage on the draft and we watching Arch Manning, just notice the difference on how people are covering him, how people are covering the Manning family when they're very vocal about what they don't and do want for Arch Manning. So I don't like that either, but I'm not saying it's definitely going to happen, but please pay attention next year and see the difference in the coverage in Arch Manning and SHEDEUR Sanders this year. Pay attention. All right, y'all, man. Basketball is here. The playoffs are here. I'm sorry, not basketball. Basketball been here. The playoffs are here, and the playoffs have not let us down. I don't know where I want to start. I want to start in the East or the West. I think I'm going to start in the East because the East just ain't. I like the teams out East. I'm not going to lie. I like the teams out East, but when I look at this, I'm like, it don't really do nothing for me in the East. Like, I still feel like it's the Cavs and Celtics for the Eastern Conference Finals. And the West, I don't know who it's going to be. It's wide open. So let's start out East. Let's start out East real quick, man. We got the Cavs and Heat series. The Cavs and Heat series has been really good. It's been competitive, but not. Miami just was in a bad place, losing Jimmy at the trade deadline. I think if they traded Jimmy in like December, they would have been more fit to go into the playoffs, but unfortunately, they're already down 3-0. Congratulations to Evan Mobley, won his Defensive Player of the Year. The Cavs up 3-0 already, and they look like the #1 team out east right now. They handling business the way they should. Every game has been like crazy. Every single one of them. We got they won by 21 the first game, they won by 9 the second game, and they won in convincing fashion the third game, 124-87. Miami as a play-in team, I'm not saying they thought they had championship aspirations, but damn, don't get swept. That's all I'm gonna say. Don't get swept, because nobody wants to get swept. You might as well not make the playoffs if you're just gonna get swept. I got Cleveland coming out of that easy. Yeah, sorry Miami, it might be over with for you. On to the next series. Ooh, Pacers Bucks. I feel bad for the Bucks, man. It is 2-1 right now. It is 2-1. The Bucks found a way to win Game 3 behind Gary Trent. Gary Trent went crazy. Matter of fact, what Gary Trent had like 9 threes that game. He went crazy. The Bucks are now down 2-1. The series is back in Milwaukee, but I got the Pacers, y'all. Unfortunately, I got the Pacers, and I don't even know why. I think the Bucks are better than the Pacers, but I think the Pacers just know how to beat the Bucks. I think they beat the Bucks like 12 times last year. Because you think about it, they beat the Bucks all 4 times in the regular season. They beat them like 3 times in the play-in. I mean, not the play-in, that in-season tournament. Then they beat them in the playoffs. I hate this for the Bucks, because like I said, I do think that the Bucks are better than the Pacers. Giannis, much deserving, number 3, and one of the finalists. I said number 3. I'm giving away my picks for MVP, but he's one of the finalists for MVP, much deserving. But man, it just feels like the Pacers know how to beat the Bucks. The Bucks just can't figure out how to beat the Pacers. I mean, I think it's Doc Rivers now. Like, if y'all couldn't beat him before, having Doc Rivers as y'all coach, y'all ain't. No, he's so trash. I can't stand Doc Rivers. So, yeah, like I said, I got the Pacers still winning that series. Hats off to the Bucks for getting that last game. That was a great game by Gary Trent, especially because Brook Lopez and Damian Lillard, they basically didn't show up. They wasn't there for Game 3, so they could easily be down 3-0. But that series is 2-1. I still got the Pacers winning it. They just know how to beat the Bucks. They just have the Bucks number. I don't know what's going on. I don't know how. I don't know why. But they know how to beat the Bucks. They know how to beat the Bucks. Oh man, this next series, Knicks Pistons. Knicks up 2-1. Early on in the series, I said this was my crazy take. I said Detroit gonna win the series, yo. Because if you think about it, in Game 1 they won the first 3 quarters, and then had a collapse in the fourth. Second game they won. Third game they was in it the whole game and probably could have won, but the Knicks found a way in the end. But this series, dog, hey, for all y'all people that think, well, not think, that is still in love with the 90s era of basketball, just watch the Detroit and Knicks series. This Detroit Knicks series is hockey. This ain't basketball. They out there fighting. Every game, I feel like is going to be at least 2 technicals. There's going to be at least 2 flagrants. Somebody going to get hurt. It might see some blood. This is a dogfight. I love it from the Pistons. The Pistons are up and coming out of nowhere. I think they're the first team in history to triple their win total. Was it triple or quadruple? Triple or quadruple their win total in history. Like that's amazing. It shows that they drafted well. They picked up the right free agent pieces. Fucking Tobias Harris. And they here to stay. Detroit looked good. Hey, they made it further than my bum ass Sixers. I don't know who I got in the series, y'all. Pistons, Knicks. Pistons and Knicks. I did pick Detroit early on. I think the Knicks might take it. I think game 4 today? Is game 4 today? What's the day? It's 27. Yeah, game 4 is today. So we'll see. I think I got the Knicks winning it now. The Pistons are young, and I don't think they realize how to close these type of teams out late. And it showed in game 1. Game 1 was just evidence. Like, damn, they so young. Like, they good, but they just so young that they can't close. So I'm rooting for Detroit. I'm definitely rooting for Detroit because I'm not a Knicks fan at all. But I think the Knicks might got it. On to the next one. Another heavyweight fight: Boston and Orlando. Very surprising. This is a very surprising 2-1, simply because I feel as though Boston is the best team in the NBA this year. Boston, I mean, don't get me wrong, OKC had a better record. Cleveland had a better record. But I felt like Boston was a well-oiled machine all year, and I thought they would make easy work of Orlando. But Orlando, another young team, the same way Detroit is a young, scrappy team. Orlando, a young, scrappy team that's just not going to go away. They got talent. They got the equivalent of Jason Tatum on their side and Paolo Banchero. I'm not saying that Paolo Banchero is as good as Jason Tatum right now, but he can fill up the stat sheet the same way Jason Tatum can. And then they got the right pieces around Banchero: Franz Wagner, Cole Anthony, Jalen Suggs, Wendell Carter. Like, they got a good team of young, talented guys, but then it worries me that they're just young, talented guys. This is going to be a theme because I'm going to talk about another team that's just so good, but they just so young. I don't know yet, but the future is definitely bright for Orlando. Game 4 is tonight. Like I said, Boston's up 2-1 in that series. Orlando eked out the last W. It was a weird ending. I remember that game was weird. I don't like the way that game ended. It was weird. 95-93. But yeah, I think this will be a gentleman's sweep. I think Boston takes the next 2. I think they take the next 2 pretty easy. I don't think Orlando has enough to push past the champs. And again, you got to beat the champs. You want to beat the champs, you got to beat the champs. And right now, you already know I'm on record saying I got Boston winning it all. I got Boston winning it all. So on to the West, the Western Conference. Oh my goodness, the Western Conference is amazing. Like, every matchup is, well, not every matchup. Hey, Ja, you still good out west? Ja, Ja, you still good out west? The Thunder and the Grizzlies series is over already. First series to end. OKC was the best team in the league all year, rightfully so. My MVP, Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, led his team to victory, 117-115 to close out Memphis. Oh, Memphis. Let me talk about Ja for a minute before I talk about the series. I like Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant is a phenomenal talent. I think Ja Morant is really, really good. I think he can lead a franchise, but I don't think Ja Morant understands what it takes to be the leader of a franchise. I get it. You're YN. You're the leader of the YNs right now, and you're going to do what you want. And you're showing people, look, I ain't got to do what this business wants me to do all the time. I don't always got to say the right things and do the right things. I just want to be me, a 20, I don't know how old I 25, 26, 25, 26-year-old kid, and enjoy the fruits of my labor. I get it. But if that's all you want, you ain't going to go very far in this NBA. Just being a name of you, if that's all you want, then so be it. But I think Memphis got to look themselves in the mirror and say, hey, are we building around a guy that just wants to build him? Or are we building around a guy that wants to win a championship? And I personally think everything in Ja mind is about him. I think Ja needs a complete reset. I'm not saying Ja needs to be traded, but I think a trade would help Ja Morant. I think Ja Morant needs to go to a different environment. I think Ja Morant needs a new circle. I think Ja Morant needs to learn a lesson. And I'm not saying a lesson in, hey, fine him, hey, suspend him. I'm just saying I think he needs to learn how to be a winner and not just be Ja Morant. That makes sense. I know Billy probably will kill me for that take. What you mean you don't want him to be Ja Morant? But I don't like the way things is going in Memphis. Just 2 years ago, we was thinking, yo, this team gonna be here to stay for a long time. Now they get swept in the first round. Common denominator, Ja Morant. Just saying. Just saying. Hats off to the Thunder for advancing. Rightfully so. Like I said, they've been the best team in the league all year, and they deserve it. That was a quickie. That was fast. That was who was the other team? What team didn't make it in the playoffs that could have maybe did better than the Grizzlies in that series? I think the Thunder was going to sweep whoever they played, but damn. Them first 2 games was bad. They beat them by like 50 or some shit. Yeah, that's crazy. That's crazy. But the Thunder, I mean, the Grizzlies did put up a fight in game 3. The Grizzlies did put up a fight in game 4, but it just wasn't enough. On to the best series in the playoffs. We just watched this game last night, Nuggets versus Clippers. It ended in an amazing, first time I've ever seen buzzer. No, I seen Dwight Howard's buzzer beat a dunk, but that wasn't at the buzzer. I think it was still a little bit of time left. But buzzer beat a dunk by Aaron Gordon last night after Joker shot a fadeaway 1-foot 3-pointer. Aaron Gordon caught the air ball, dunked it in. They had to review it. It's very, very close. The ball looked like it just came off his pinky as the light lit up, or maybe still was on his pinky as the light lit up. But I think the ruling was it was already halfway through the rim. Like it was down through the rim already. So I think that's why. That shit was close, man. But that is the best series, hands down, in the playoffs. I know some people are going to say Lakers, Minnesota. I know some going to say Rockets, Warriors. Clippers, Nuggets is the best series in the playoffs thus far. Man, first of all, we got the 3-time MVP, Joker, doing what Joker does. And the guys around him kind of feeding off him right now. But honestly, I think the talk of this series has to be the Clippers, man. Kawhi Leonard needs to be studied. This man played 33 games this year and is playing in the playoffs as if he's been playing all year. Like, dog, you ain't got to warm up. Like, you ain't got to like get the feel of the game. For years and for the last maybe like 6 or 7 years, I think a lot of people globally recognize Kawhi Leonard as a top 5 player in the NBA, but they always throw that if healthy, when healthy. I think Kawhi, like, all right, I'm healthy. Let me show y'all, because you think about it. We've done a lot of lists over the last 2 years and thrown guys like Anthony Edwards in the top 10. Shea's all of a sudden now a top 3 player. All of these up and coming young guys, and Kawhi like, hold, don't forget about me. I'm still like I'm still him. Let's be clear. Kawhi Leonard is locked in. The fact that he's still the best 2-way player in the NBA is crazy. Like, he's guarding at an elite level the best player on any team if they're forward. He's not going to guard Joker more than likely. And then he's going to give it to you on offense every time. I'm sorry, Kawhi Leonard. I'd like to say this right now. Over the last 2 years, I forgot. If you asked BG to give you his top 10 NBA players like a month ago, I don't think Kawhi Leonard would have been in it. Because I forgot. I'm sorry. I take it back. You still him. And not to mention, you got James Harden over there playing out of his. Oh my goodness. Every time I think about an ex-Sixer playing good in the playoffs, it makes me mad. But I'm gonna let go of my Sixers hate right now, and I'm just gonna talk basketball. James Harden playing out of his mind right now. Efficient, controlling the floor of the game. Quiet as kept, y'all. So the winner of this series faces OKC. I'm gonna be honest with you. If Denver beats the Clippers, I got OKC beating Denver. But if the Clippers beat Denver, Clippers going to the Western Conference Finals at least. The Clippers are the sleeper team in the NBA right now. It's hard to say that a 50-win team is a sleeper team, but I don't think people realize how good they are playing right now. How good Kawhi is playing right now. How good James Harden is playing right now. Like, they look scary, dog. They look scary. And if one more person hit my phone talking about something, ooh, look at Ben Simmons out. Man, Ben Simmons is ass. If he make a layup every once in a while, congratulations. If you make a good pass, okay, get off my phone talking about something. Oh, you see your boy Ben out there? No, I don't see my boy Ben out there. He's trash. Bum ass Ben Simmons. But no, that's definitely my favorite series so far. This Nuggets Clippers series, man. It's been great. I'm talking about real good. And like I said, they have not disappointed. Last night's buzzer beater win from Aaron Gordon. I mean, what better way to end the game? What better way to end the game? I loved it. I loved it. And like I said, keep your eyes on that Nuggets Clippers series. Could easily go 7. But like I said, the Clippers are Clippers a team to be reckoned with, man. Oh man. Dang. I guess we can't say Lakers in 5 no more. We can't say Lakers in 5 no more because of one person. Uncle Shay, we'll talk about you in a minute. But we can't say Lakers in 5 no more because the Timberwolves are now up 2-1 in the series on the Lakers. That game is today as well, right? Let me see what that game talking about. Let me see. Is that game tomorrow? I mean, today. That game is today at 3:30 as well. Hopefully, this episode is out by the time that game is on. But Lakers Timberwolves, man, Luka and LeBron versus Ant Edwards and the Timberwolves. Oh man, I'm not gonna lie. I had Lakers in 5. Shout out my man Uncle Shay. I did have Lakers in 5. I thought Rudy Gobert was gonna be the reason it was Lakers in 5. Luka and LeBron know that he's the weak link, and if they get him to pick and roll and get him into action every single play, they'll win the series. But Minnesota, Anthony Edwards has something else to say about that, as well as Julius Randle. That's the craziest part. LeBron James can't relax because Julius Randle's motor. Julius Randle's motor is making LeBron have to play. Like, since they got Luka, LeBron's been able to say, here, take the ball. In the times that I need my rest, I can rest. But Julius Randle not letting him rest on the defensive end. He's not letting him rest on the offensive end. And it's a smart strategy. You definitely got to make the 40-year-old work if you want to beat the Lakers. You make him overexert. You don't get me wrong. You don't want him to go crazy on you, but you want him to have to work his hardest. Because if he's working his hardest, granted, LeBron has shown us time and time again he's not human. I've said for years he's a Decepticon. He is not a human being. But, I mean, you got to make him work. And if you make him work and hope that the other guys don't show up, then you got a chance against the Lakers. The biggest issue right now, I think, is the Lakers haven't been able to find a way for 2 guys to go off in the same game. We've had a little bit of Luka sprinkled in with LeBron and Austin Reeves. We've had a lot of LeBron. Well, last game we had a lot of LeBron with a little bit of Luka and a little bit of Austin Reeves sprinkled in. They need all 3. That big 3, quote unquote, has to show up in the series because Anthony Edwards is going to show up every game. Let's be clear. Anthony Edwards is going to show up. Julius Randle is going to show up. And then you're undersized. So if you're undersized as the Lakers, Naz Reid's going to get his points. Rudy Gobert is going to get his blocks and his rebounds. Like, McDaniels is going, like, they have guys that can fill in their roles so well that the Lakers have to play really good basketball to beat that team. And I think they won today. I do think they won today against Minnesota. Tie the series up 2-2. It's in Minnesota. It's in Minnesota. They got to win. They got to win. LeBron, you got to win. After that historic game 3 that you had, but lost, I know it's very hard to get that type of energy and that type of motivation to kill offensively for you, LeBron, back-to-back games, but might need it. Might need it against the Timberwolves this week, man. You might need it against the Timberwolves because they ain't scared of y'all. They not scared at all. That's the thing about Anthony Edwards. Anthony Edwards, he may joke around, he may play around, he may smile a little bit with you in between timeouts, but Anthony Edwards is off of blood. Like, he looking at you, and he looking at all the people telling him that the Lakers are going to beat him, and he like, nah, I'm here. I'm right here. And I love that about Anthony Edwards. So, ain't going to have something to say about it, but I still got Lakers in 6 now. Lakers in 6, man. Lakers in 6. On to the last series of the Western Conference. We got the Warriors and Rockets. We got the old Warriors versus the young Rockets, and another dog fight. Another drag them out playoff series. Houston came into this series saying, we know the well-oiled machine that Golden State is. The only way to stop a well-oiled machine is to throw things in the motor every once in a while. Pull a cord, yank on, and that's what they've been doing. They've been fighting. They've been beating up Steph. They've been beating up the Warriors. Warriors are still up 2-1, but they know they playing Houston right now. They not going into this series saying, we're gonna walk through no more. Houston is here and they fighting, man. And I love the fight that they have. And it's crazy that I'm saying they're fighting when they the 2 seed. They are the 2 seed, and I'm saying they fighting for their lives. They doing a good job. The Warriors pulled out this last win, obviously, with Steph going crazy. Jimmy Butler being hurt for that game. He had to. Kuminga stepped into that role very well. I thoroughly enjoyed that game. And I thoroughly enjoy watching the Rockets, man. That young, scrappy team is definitely here to stay. I used to talk. I hit my boy up that's a Rockets fan, and he always say, Monday. I'm sorry. He gonna be mad if I don't say his name. I hit my dog Monday up about his Rockets years ago, and I'm like, hey dog, I'm like, now y'all building something over there. I said, all of these kids y'all drafting, I've been watching all of their high school, all through high school, and I've been watching them for their little bit of time in college. Everybody y'all drafting is one of them guys. So trust and believe, y'all gonna be something to be reckoned with soon. And sure enough, 2024, 2025, the Rockets did not disappoint. 52 wins during the season. But couldn't have had a worse first round matchup. These Warriors, man. I think I got the Warriors still in the series. Like I said, as the 7th seed, it's crazy. I'm picking a 7th seed over a 2 so easily. But yeah, I got the Warriors winning this one pretty. I don't want to say pretty easily, but I do think they win these next 2. Is Jimmy playing? Give me 1 second. Let me see if Jimmy's playing tomorrow. They probably still got him listed as doubtful. Oh, they got him listed as out. But his estimated return date is the 28th, and the game is the 28th. So I'm sure he'll be a game time decision. So more to come on that. Yeah, man. These playoffs have been amazing. I've loved every single second of these playoffs so far. And I'm looking forward to the rest of them. I think the next round is going to be just as competitive, maybe even more competitive when you get some of these teams that ain't supposed to be in Memphis out of there now. Is shaping up to be a good one. Let me go on a limb right quick. Let me look at the bracket. Give me a second. Let me look at the bracket. I'm going to look at the bracket and I'm going to tell you what I got. So I got Thunder, Clippers, Lakers, Warriors. Then I got Clippers, Warriors, Lakers. Clippers, Lakers? Clippers, Lakers in the Western Conference Finals. And in the East, I got Cavs, Celtics. That was easy. The East is easy. I got the Celtics going to the finals. I'll say who I got going to the finals in the West when we get closer. But right now, Western Conference Finals, I got Clippers and Lakers. Like I said, Kawhi looked like he on a mission, yo. Kawhi looked like he on a mission. He might be. Matter of fact, we're going to talk about that. We're going to talk about that next week. If they still in it. Whoever I got on the episode next week, we're going to talk about it next Friday. Is Kawhi Leonard the best overall player in these playoffs? Because Luka might be the best offensive. Giannis might be the most unstoppable, most dominant. Steph might be the best shooter, the one you want to see the least. But Kawhi might be the best player in the playoffs right now. Like all of the guys that we bring up, the Anthony Edwards, all of these guys are really good. But watch that Clippers game. watch this Clippers Nuggets game and just watch Kawhi, and he's going to quickly remind you, yo, I'm still a top 5 player in this league. So I look forward to basketball today, definitely for sure. To touch on one last thing, man, what y'all been doing? What you been watching on TV? I had 2 TV conversations I wanted to talk about. Not a TV conversation, a movie conversation. So last night I went to go see Sinners. If you haven't seen Sinners yet, yo, go see that shit. That shit was really, really good. And if you're not convinced, go to my man Harris the Real Spills YouTube page or his social media. He did a real good breakdown on the movie, man. He actually watching his breakdown made me say, all right, I'm gonna go see it. I'm gonna finally go see it. That movie was real good. Sinners was real good. Hats off to Michael B. Jordan. Hats off to Michael B. Jordan again because he was in the movie twice, obviously. And all of the actors in it, man. That was a good movie. It was long as hell. But it was a good movie. So if you haven't already, go check out Sinners. And on the TV front, man, Raising Kanan, dog. I saw a video the other day about Raising Kanan, and it was like, yo, why is the show called Raising Kanan? I was like, what you mean? Why is it called Raising Kanan? Obviously. But then I started watching the video that the dude's asking, and he like, dog, everybody in Raising Kanan's storyline is better than Kanan's. Like Jude, her military situation, now that she's leaning into to her sexuality more, not trying to hide it. She realizing, hey, I might be a shooter. Like this is just who I am. I was born into this. Her story, Marvin's story, Lou's story, Rock's story, damn unique story. Now everybody's story is better than Kanan's. So why the hell is this show called Raising Kanan? It's a great show. Don't get me wrong. It's a great show. I'm never gonna stop watching. But I was like, damn, they call this shit Raising Kanan, and he is the most expendable character on the show. Like he could not be on the show, and the show will be good. So I'm talking to y'all, stars and 50 and all the people that help write. Can we know more about Kanan? I get it. Y'all showing us how he came up, the life he came up in, and what made him the way he was to Tommy and Ghost. I get that part. But damn, can he have some more than just every once in a while he go check on the work with the little short dude, and then he go back, and then he get mad at his mom, and then he go check on the work again. Like that's the only thing that Kanan do, and it's like it's kind of his storyline is getting whacked in me. His storyline. I'm not saying that the show is getting whacked, but Kanan's storyline is getting real boring to me. And I love to see y'all step it up, stars. Please, y'all took a week off and didn't tell us, man. I turned on the TV Friday and couldn't watch damn Raising Kanan. Y'all didn't tell us we was taking a week off. I know y'all take a week off every time, but y'all didn't tell us this week, and I was pretty upset. Don't do that shit no more. But no, man, that's obviously on stars. And then last but not least, I wanted to talk about my favorite show. Godfather Harlem is back. If you're not watching Godfather Harlem, please check it out, dog. That's one of my favorite shows. It's the life of Bumpy Johnson and Malcolm X. Malcolm X now in this season has it's after the assassination, so he's no longer on the show, but it is a phenomenal show that I've been following. I think this is season 4, and for the season 4, season 3. But for the first 3 seasons, I've been saying to myself, "Damn, I wonder when we going to see Frank Lucas." Frank Lucas finally showed up. So I'm interested to see how the rest of that season plays out. And that's all I got going on, man. Like I said, man, it's been a weird few months for me, but I promise y'all I'm back, yo. I swear, I said I'm back a million times to y'all on here, and I think it was forced, but I'm serious now. So remember, every Saturday you can come right back here to BG What We Talking About. I'm gonna be putting an episode out every Saturday. Every Friday I'm gonna be recording. Remember, everybody that got my number. If you don't got my number, you got my socials. Hit me up if you want to come jump on the show and just chop it up with me on a Friday. I ain't doing shows Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday. I know y'all be wanting to do a lot. I just don't have the time right now. But I definitely got the time to put out an episode a week, like I promised y'all from the start. And that's it, man. I'm out of here, man. I appreciate y'all for coming through BG. What we talking about, episode 25. It's been a minute since I did one dolo, but I thought the first show back I should do dolo just for the simple fact that it's called BG. What we talking about? So why y'all care about what they talking about? What we talking about, baby?
You're not tuning in with BG from your mobile device, airways, or maybe even your TV. Yeah. The real, the fake, the money, the power, respect. Even tough tops that might just leave you upset. The old, the young, that talk out the side of their neck. What separates just being good from the best? I did what I did, so I really don't have no regrets. Maybe real estate, cause we got a lot to address. Giving people their flowers before they get put to rest. If we disagree, just know that I still want you blessed.
Hey, Dad.
What's up?
What we talking about?